Hello and welcome to Tarot from the Crypt. I am Lotus Sage. We are in the launching of April 2021, and today we're about to get into an Aries fire sign read. So Aries, fire sign. This will be a general reading for the launching of April 2021. Aries, let's get into your general read and see what tarot has. So Aries, we start your reading off with the Ace of Swords, reverse. This Ace of Swords would normally be a chance to have a fresh start at seeing something clearly, a fresh frame of mind, a new perspective with this Ace of Swords here. This Ace of Swords also lends to triumph over adversity and mental dexterity. But with this Ace of Wands being reversed, it may be Aries that your flame is starting to damper a little bit. Your light might not be burning as ferociously, or your fire might not be burning as ferociously as it had been before. But Aries, to follow that Ace of Swords in reverse, we also have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor here would normally be a very just and a very powerful guardian, authority type figure. It would also be a energy that's balanced and just in a lot of loving ways as well. With this major arcana card here, Aries. But the Emperor, it speaks also to ambition. And there could be a lack thereof of that. It may be a lack of achievement that's causing a lack of ambition, but this lack of ambition in the start could definitely lead to a lack of achievement if not corrected here, Aries. Because following the Emperor in reverse, you also have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Your first three cards are showing a reverse order here, but this Knight of Swords is normally a very swift, battle hardened energy here with this Knight of Swords. This Knight of Swords is quick at defending, but also cutting away what doesn't suit the kingdom as we grow into a progression here with the hierarchy of the swords, where you get into cutting away things from a layer that's far away from yourself to cutting away things that are very much so close to you. But this Knight of Swords also here indicates that the battle at this point may be outside of yourself here, Aries. So the imbalance of the Emperor here may be the quick-minded nature of the Knight of Swords, but being with this in reverse, you may either be quick at getting to the wrong side or the wrong side of the coin, or just the most unfavorable outcome for you, or the most unfavorable way of thinking. You may be quick to be harsh and brash and quick to be aggressive, or you may be experiencing, a stillness and a stagnation in your ability to be quick-minded here. But following this Knight of Swords upright, this Knight of Swords in reverse, we have the Nine of Wands upright. And this Nine of Wands, although it speaks of burdensome and being cumbered and being at the end, at the end of a burden with the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Wands actually shows that you're pulling together your reserves of strength. You're gathering and mustering the last energy you have to be able to move forward and find progress, even though that completion may be a very heavy one. You are still actively and proactively seeking and desiring that closure. So Aries, we'll go next to the Wood Tarot deck to bridge some of the message with your second tier across your first. So to bridge your Ace of Wands, your Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse, we have the Six of Swords, or the Six of Arrows upright. The Six of Arrows, a card of transition from conflict and rocky situations, whether they be with people or emotions, rocky waters with the emotion to more smoother ones. It's with this moon here in the background, it's also indicative of a seek for an internal contentment with self in this transition to something better. But to follow the Six of Swords upright, or the Six of Arrows upright, we have the Five of Arrows upright as well. This Five of Arrows or Five of Swords being of frustration. This Five of Swords also being of, self-defeat and winning at unfavorable costs. Winning at costs that might be considered cheating, or just the term unsportsmanlike conduct comes to mind. Winning by only having conducted yourself in an unsportsmanlike way. But the Six and the Five shows a sort of regression here. And I bring that up because the Five of Swords here is bridging your Emperor in reverse and your Knight of Swords in reverse. This Five of Swords that bridges them is followed by the King of Swords in reverse. And the King is the energy in between the Knight and the Emperor here. But this King of Swords is it's a very logical, it's a very grounded energy. It's an energy that may come off as cold with its logical approach. And it's not that the king is cold, it's just the king is taking the most calculated approach, and emotions may not be the the driving factor. I was thinking of prime derivative, but you know, that may be shocking for a problem that causes great emotional chaos, because in a chaos in a very grand and can I say this? Chaos in a crowd is mostly emotionally driven, even though it's for a logical reason, which is to preserve life. It's still the fear that fuels that preservation of life when you have a chaos in a crowd type situation where everyone is scattering and trying to find cover and safety. But this, even though it is a sort of regression, it's a progression in some sense to go from the emperor to the knight means we actually skip some steps in between in that regression. And for those steps that are skipped in between to come back up again, it actually shows, you know, we are moving back in the right direction. Although the king is still reversed, it is still moving towards the right direction, taking in consideration that the emperor and the knight as well are in reverse. But Aries, this is your zodiac season now as well, actually. And I don't want to go into the drums of war and just the heat of the conflict on the battlefield, but there may be some sort of warring season going on, whether it's a war itself or a war with others. But coming into your third tier, we have the Eight of Wands upright, a card of a message to come in, possibly good news, but information to come that, and this Ace of I'm sorry, not this Ace, this Eight of Wands on the same vertical line as your Ace of Swords. You know, it could be a chance to upright that and provide information that actually helps smoothing this chaos and smoothing this transition and just smooth everything out here for you, Aries. But with this Three of Cups following the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Wands could also be a reflection of travel, traveling to celebration, because the Eight of Wands is also on a card of travel with the Six of Swords. But this Three of Cups here lends to a union and a celebration. It can also be a a unity of the me, myself, and I kind of holy trinity aspect to the nature of who we are, in that it's the self that we present to the world the self that we use to sort of build and mold and manage that outside self and the lower self that we keep within and hold near and true to ourselves, despite sometimes not being able to manifest that into the outside layer. But the Three of Cups here is its achievement. I don't see a type of conflict of a third party or a relationship or any type of emotional love issues that are coming up here in this reading. But this Three of Cups, the way it's coming out, I'm seeing it more so as just celebration and happiness for you Aries. Maybe this Three of Cups following this Eight of Wands can be interpreted as a Six of Wands of achievement and victory, because it does fall on your vertical diagonal with your Nine of Wands. But Aries, we'll go to the animal spirit deck to see if we can provide an overall energy here to close off your message. And we end with the wolf in reverse. So the wolf, I believe I believe it also to be a fire card, because some apex animals within the animal spirit deck are are categorized by them and not necessarily their lifestyles, being a predator. But the wolf here is actually earth energy for you Aries, as we end your reading with the wolf in reverse. The wolf is guardian of family and tribe, activism, and ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, and teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of its tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. And this message, as the wolf also is on the diagonal of your Ace of Swords, seems to be more so about your mental outlook and your ethics and morale here, Aries, as you war with your pack. When in balance, the wolf is reliable, democratic, and fearless. But as it currently is showing here out of balance, the wolf is judgmental and dominating. So, to bring in balance, it is suggested that the wolf practices letting go. And with this very masculine leader of the pack energy here, Aries, if you identify with the masculine energy, all of your masculine energy cards for this reading have been in reverse and out of balance. Although we show a emperor, which is a wolf in his own right in position, regressing, we show a progression from a king to a wolf back, and back to complete the cycle. Although you have not rightfully uprighted your energy, Aries. So if you identify with the masculine energy and you find yourself here warring, whether with your pack or with your pack or within your pack, there is a message that celebration and communion and achievement in a group dynamic is possible if we begin how we began your reading with logic and the state of mind and your approach. If we begin there and seek correction, the victory is on the horizon. So Aries, this has been your April 2021 landing general, your April 2021 launching general reading for you for your fire sign group. As always, this is Lotus God Sage from Tarot from the Crypt, wishing you, Aries, much peace and love, and asking that you take care of yourself and others as you love yourself and others this lifetime.